New York City Mayor Eric Adams may be removed from office, all because the governor, Kathy Hochul, and many others don't like the fact that the Trump DOJ has stepped in to drop the corruption case against him. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the ongoing lawfare against New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Now, $1 million question is, what's going on? Why is it happening? Those are great questions. Glad you asked. Now, during Biden's administration, of course, we all know there was a migrant crisis. Millions upon millions of these people were just unleashed upon us. They said it's because Americans don't want to work. Americans are saying, well, look, whatever the reason that you want to give us for these migrants being here, they're a problem. Crime, violence, fighting over resources, fighting over housing. It's a whole big mess. Eric Adams spoke out against this and said, hey, this is unsustainable. And if we keep going, it will destroy our city. They had to spend $7 billion, not million, billion with a B, $7 billion on the migrants in just 1 year in New York City. Just 1 year. And they didn't get much of any federal funding. That was straight from the pockets of New York City taxpayers. It's ridiculous. Now, when he started to say certain things and started to go out there and be vocal, he was getting the warning. Oh no, come on now, Eric, you got to be a good Democrat. You got to be a good Democrat. Don't go out there and say all these things. But he continued to talk. And of course, he got indicted. President Trump called it.
I watched about a year ago when he talked about how the illegal migrants are hurting our city and the federal government should pay us and we shouldn't have to take them. And I said, you know what? He'll be indicted within a year. And I was exactly right.
The indictment is really nothing. They're talking about, oh, well, you were giving too much favor to the Turkish government. You opened the building for them. Really, it's ticky-tack and petty stuff, all because he spoke out against the migrant crisis. And as a Democrat, you can't do that, apparently. OK, so now Trump comes in and says, you know what, let's drop the case against him because it was lawfare against Eric Adams the same way it was against me. Now, the reason why I got the MAGA hat on right now is because this is what Eric Adams should put on. Eric, you are being dismissed from the Democratic Party. That's what's happening right now. They are ousting you. So come on over to our side. Just do it. I mean, you're going on conservative media. You're making sense. You're kind of middle of the road, moderate Democrat at best. Just put the MAGA hat on. Hey, I don't know about everybody else, but I welcome you with wide open arms. All right. Now, before I go any further into it, let's get to a couple of articles in the video and everything else. But look, feds formally moved to toss Adams corruption charges after wave of resignations protesting Trump DOJ order to drop the case. So what's happening is that a lot of staffers, a lot of his, deputy mayors or whatever, they have resigned. They're just saying, you know what, I quit, I'm done. This, again, is part of a plan, a coordinated thing to try and oust the mayor, okay? Here's the next article. You see what it says here. Half of New York City's deputy mayors dramatically resigned in wake of Eric Adams' controversial reprieve from the Trump DOJ, okay? So they don't like what's going on here. Now, this individual, hold on. This is New York City Comptroller Brad Lander. He sent a letter to the Eric Adams threatening to remove from his mayor after Adams said he would work with Trump on deportations. And that's also the deputy mayors that resigned. So that's him right there. Okay, dancing, cutting up. All right, cutting up. Now, it's probably some illegal aliens right there on top of that float. Okay, this is Brad Lander. All right, having a good old time, Brad. Mr. White folks, okay, trying to threaten the black mayor. Okay, let's keep on going here. Now, the reason why I mentioned race is because Kathy Hochul is having meetings to see whether or not she's going to remove him. Of course, as the governor in New York. And one of the meetings was with Al Sharpton. Now, why is Al Sharpton there? He's a community leader, I suppose, a black leader, I suppose. Can I say something about that since I'm right here? Ain't no more black leaders. The black leaders died in the 1960s when Malcolm and Martin both got deleted. Ever since then, ain't been no black leaders. Al Sharpton ain't nothing but a guy who is self-serving. That's all that he is. He is not a leader at all. But that's him going to speak to Kathy Hochul. All right. Now let's get to the news clip here about Kathy Hochul and her plan to try and remove Eric Adams from office, all because of the Trump thing, which, by the way, Trump is doing the right thing to reverse the lawfare that's happening against the mayor. Check it out.
Now, some more breaking news right now. Governor Kathy Hochul is holding a meeting with local leaders to discuss.
And this elephant in the room, who is this? My. Wow. Anyway, I digress. Let's start from the top. I got way distracted.
Now, some more breaking news right now. Governor Kathy Hochul is holding a meeting with local leaders to discuss Mayor Adams' future in office. Now, this meeting taking place at the governor's office in Midtown, and that is where Fox 5's Morgan Mackay is live for us with more on this developing story. Morgan.
Hey, Bianca. So Governor Kathy Hochul is meeting one-on-one with city and state leaders and members of Congress here at her office in Midtown to discuss what's next for Mayor Eric Adams. We just watched Reverend Al Sharpton walk inside to meet with Hochul. He is going to be just talking to reporters after he finishes meeting with her inside. But just breaking a short time ago as well, the judge in Adams' case is ordering Adams, his attorneys, and Justice Department officials to appear in court tomorrow at 2 p.m. in person to testify about why these charges should be dropped.
The charges should be dropped because it's bogus. It's a bunch of BS. A lot of mayors and other elected officials do way worse than that all the time. Look, somebody brought some cocaine into the White House and don't nobody know who did it. Although we all know that they know who did it. If it was someone that they really wanted to get, then they would have already got them. You see what I'm saying? It's rules for thee, but not for me. In the case of Eric Adams, the case against him was lawfare. It was intimidation because right when he was trying to go to the White House the first time to speak about the migration crisis, somebody in his staff got raided as he was on the plane. That was a message. You're getting too close now, boy. You're getting too close. You better back on up. And then when he didn't back up, okay, we warned you. Now we're going to get you. That's what's happening. Now we got the correct guys in the White House. We got the orange man back. Let's reverse all that ridiculous stuff that was done against you as retaliation. Let's stop all that.
So to back it all up, the Justice Department ordered federal prosecutors to drop the criminal charges against Adams, arguing that although they did not look at the evidence in this case, it was their belief that Adams was unable to do his job when it came to cracking down on illegal immigration while he was under indictment. Rather than drop the charges, at least 7 federal prosecutors resigned, including the interim U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Danielle Sassoon. In her resignation letter, Sassoon alleges that Adams' attorneys engaged in a quid pro quo and promised Adams cooperation on Trump's immigration policies if charges are dropped. Adams' attorney denies that there was a quid pro quo.
Now, they're trying to say that the only reason why Eric Adams is cooperating with Trump and Tom Homan to get the illegal aliens out of here is because he wants the charges dropped against him. But he was saying for a long time before the charges even happened that the migration crisis is a problem. He was saying that. That's the only reason why the charges happened. How are you going to say that he only wants to help with the migration crisis because of the case against him being dropped when he was saying the exact same thing before the case was even brought to him? Before he was charged, before there were rumors, he was saying the exact same thing that he's saying right now.
But after Sassoon's allegations were made, there has been a cascade of lawmakers calling on Adams to resign, including Council Speaker Adrian Adams, Senate Majority Leader Andre Stewart Cousins, and Brooklyn Borough President Antonio Reynoso. 4 of Adams' deputy mayors have now also submitted their resignation as of yesterday. Protesters were outside Hochul's office just a short time ago, calling on her to remove Adams from office.
We demand that Governor Kathy Hochul remove Eric Adams today. That's right. There can be no hour longer that we.
Bro, let me ask you a question right quick. Mr. Megaphone Man, Speakerphone Man, let me ask you a question. Why do you want Eric Adams to be removed? What about him says, you know what, let's get him out of office? Why? Because he wants to not have you guys inundated with illegal aliens? I don't really understand. You people are completely ridiculous, uneducated, head full of air, no brains at all.
We have a mayor who is corrupt, who is a turncoat, who deliberately and publicly has switched sides. Not only on
that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. Look, Eric, if you did not hear me the first time I said it, they are discarding you. They are excommunicating you out of the Democratic Party. Put the hat on and roll with the winners rather than these mouth-breathing losers that won't do nothing with their life, okay? Trying to leash off the government, trying to get USAID money. Leave these losers, ne'er-do-wells, mouth-breathers, morons, room temperature IQ at best. Leave them behind and roll with the winners. Put the hat on.
the city, but on the state and the promises that he has ran on.
Now, like I mentioned, Hochul is meeting right now with Reverend Al Sharpton inside. Later today, she'll also be meeting on Zoom with House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and Congressman Gregory Meeks. Reporting live.
All the black folks. Okay, Mr. All right. New York City black people, should we get Eric Adams out of office? And when we do, or if we do, we're going to need your help now. Okay. They're using these guys like house slaves to tell them the field slaves, man. It's crazy. It is totally nuts, man. Like I said, man, roll with the winners, man. Don't roll with the losers, man. Get off the plantation. You're being punished. If they could whip you in public or string you up, they would. But you can't do that in 2025. So you got to get other black people to attack you. So you don't appear to be the bad person as the white lady getting the black guy out of office. See how that works? But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to Eric Adams. I don't agree with him on everything as far as his political opinion, but I respect him for wanting the best for New York City residents, even if the people who maybe even elected him and some of the powers that be, even if they don't like it. I respect that 100%. Moderate Democrats, moderate people, you guys are cool. We can be on the same page with many things. And on this, we are most certainly 100% on the same page. So I'm rooting for you, bro. If they get you out of office, that's just New York City. That's just New York State not wanting to progress in a real way, and they want to be inundated with the illegal aliens and migration crisis. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Should New York City Mayor Eric Adams throw on the MAGA hat and just be done with these people over on the left? Or should he just put up with it? Okay, get beat and whipped and your name is Toby, it's not Kunta. Should he continue to do that? I don't think so, but whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. Free yourself, bro. I freed myself many years ago, and I never felt better. I will never go back. Do the same thing. It's never too late. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that is all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.